Alright guys, I'm just going to do a quick problem on the review. This one's going to be reciprocal functions. Now you're going to notice a reciprocal function is where there is not an x in the numerator. We're going to be asked for the vertical asymptote, the horizontal asymptote, and this is our form that we're looking at. The vertical asymptote is x equals h. The horizontal asymptote is y equals k. So let's go through this. So on the review, if this is my equation, I've got this is the same as a over x minus h plus k. I notice this is a reciprocal. So I'm going to use the reciprocal function side of my map. Then I'm going to see, I need to know my vertical asymptote. Start with the vertical asymptote. I can look at my paper right here. My vertical asymptote is my h. Which number is in the place of my h? It is -2. Now, one thing you need to kind of keep in mind, remember that is the opposite. Because what we're doing when we're looking for our vertical asymptote is you set the denominator equal to 0. So here's my vertical asymptote. There it is. We know it's the opposite. So that's going to be x equals 2. I'm going to go ahead and graph that. X equals 2 is going to be right here. Now my horizontal asymptote, when it is a reciprocal function, my horizontal asymptote is right here. Y equals k. Horizontal asymptote, y equals k. Y equals, what number is in the k area? 0. So my horizontal asymptote is y equals 0. It is that easy, you guys. Then I know that for my domain, x can never be this number. This is a barrier. That is an asymptote. It's a barrier. X can never be that number. X can be any other number. It just cannot be 2. So x is the set of all real numbers where x is not 2. Then the same with y. Y can be any other number, but y will never be 0. So y can be any number except 0. Then if I'm going to graph it, now I can use my calculator. And you're just going to put the equation 1 divided by parentheses x minus 2 graph. And there it is. And I'm going to look and see, yes, my asymptote is about in the same right place. So that must be good news. Then if I look at my table, I'm going to go down and look for x equals 2. I should get error there. That means I'm getting it correct. Okay, so I'm going to just plot a couple points. 1, -1, and 3, 1. Then I can pretty much gauge my graph. And that is how you graph that. We'll do this one. We know a over x minus h plus k. My vertical asymptote, my vux, my vertical line is going to be x equals h. H is going to be negative 3. If you forget that, that's fine. Use your map. If you also forget that, you can also just set your denominator equal to 0. That always works. So now I'm going to graph that. X equals negative 3, 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to put my domain as x is all real numbers, but x cannot equal negative 3. Now my horizontal asymptote. This is x equals h. My horizontal asymptote is y equals k. K is 1. Y equals 1. So I'm going to graph that. So my range is y is a set of all real numbers where y does not equal 1. Now I'm going to take my calculator and plug in 2 divided by parentheses x plus 3 and the parentheses plus 1. Make sure you use your parentheses. Graph. I'm checking to see that my asymptotes are about right. Yes. I'm going to go to my table. I'm checking to see that at negative 3 it says error. Perfect. Now I'm just going to look above, 2 points above that, negative 5, 0, negative 4, negative 1, and I'm going to look on the other side of my asymptote, negative 2, 3, negative 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Negative 1, 2, negative 1, 2, and there I go. Boom. I'm going to go back, double check my graph, check, it's done. That's how you graph reciprocal functions.